Clauses are the parts that make up a sentence. They are mostly of two types, independent and subordinate or dependent. Independent clauses are essentially simple sentences. That is, they can stand on their own as a complete thought. Independent clauses contain a subject, which is the thing being described. They also have a predicate, the action or description of the subject. As you learned in the parts of speech video, anywhere that there is an action or description of a subject, it usually involves a verb. Dependent clauses have both a subject and predicate too. However, they always have a word that prevents the clause from being a complete thought. It is important to recognize the differences between these two types of clauses when making different sentences, because many people make the mistake of using a dependent clause as a sentence. This sort of mistake is called a fragment, and it is incorrect to write this way. Let me demonstrate the two different types of clauses with a few examples. An example of an independent clause is the dog ran. The dog is the subject and ran is a verb, the action the dog is doing, and therefore the predicate as well. Because there are no other words, this clause can stand alone as a complete sentence. An example of a dependent or subordinate clause is when the dog ran. This also has the same subject of the dog and predicate of ran. However, the word when at the beginning of this clause suggests that the purpose of the sentence that this clause would be in is to say something that happened because of this first part. Therefore, this clause cannot stand on its own as a complete thought and would need another clause to complete the sentence. There are a couple more examples below. See if you can identify which is an independent clause and which is a subordinate. The first one is after the party ended. The subject in this clause is the party, and the predicate is ended. If it has both these things, it could qualify as an independent clause, right? Actually, it is not. The word